Hey, and welcome to Rich Mama's Club. I'm your host, Brittany Raji Alberty. I'm a digital marketer. I am a mom. I am all of the things, right? Dave's wife, Mara's mommy, like all of those things all at once, right? And today I'm super excited because we're starting a new series where I'm going to be interviewing amazing mompreneurs, mom bosses from all over the country. Today's guest, I actually met a few years ago, and she has a fabulous, inspirational t-shirt line and jewelry. She resides in Delaware, but originally from Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn?
Yes.
Originally from Brooklyn. You guys help me welcome our guest, Miss Janice Taylor. How are you, Miss Janice?
Hi, Brittany. Thank you for having me. I am doing well. Thank you.
Yay.
Just so happy to be a part of this interview here.
Yes,
I look
I'm
up
so
to you.
excited.
You
Thank you.
inspire me as a young person. So I'm just really happy to work with you and be with you on this platform.
Thank you. One, you had me crying a little bit after our last conversation, y'all. It was off the charts. Before we get into the particulars, tell us about your journey and the name of your business, and how you came into the line of business that you're in right now.
Okay, so I came into business as this is my second act in life. I am a retired postal worker. I did customer service for 34 years, and I've always had an entrepreneur mindset, and I've actually been one since like the age of 12, starting as a child, Avon, and just I always wanted to make money selling things. I was always about my coins. So after retirement, I was inspired basically for my love of God and my love of fashion, and decided to merge them. Started into a t-shirt line, and that's where it came in and branched into accessories. And it's just something I've always wanted to do. I always have been complimented on my fashion sense and style by my peers and my church friends and sorority sisters. And so that's where gave me the idea to merge it, and I'm very happy doing it.
I love it. Did you tell us the name of it?
Shop Grace and Graceful.
Shop Grace
and Graceful.
So
It's
I
an
love
Etsy shop.
that. Okay, so Etsy shop. So I'm gonna put it in the link, you guys. The link in the comments will be her Etsy shop, where you can go and shop and see all the amazing inspirational t-shirts. You said something about sorority. You have things in sorority colors, but they're open for everyone. And yes. I just love your pieces. I'm a bling girl, as you can see. I love me some bling, and you got some really nice pieces. I love them. Definitely got a couple of links over to the side, where I'm going to be patronizing very soon.
Thank you.
So one thing you said that I think is really important, because I have such a diverse audience. I have women who are, seasoned professionals like you on their second win, right now, okay, we've done the 9-to-5 thing. Now we're looking at retirement. You're a mom. You have any grandchildren?
Not yet, but hopefully soon.
Yeah, on the way, y'all. She's on the way. You told me that before. On the way, right? So these are all different identities. What was it like for you to retire after, so many years at the Postal Service, and now starting your own business?
What was it like? It was like heaven sent. It's nothing like being able to do something you love. You work. All those years I worked, I had to provide for my daughter, for, my family. And now I look like as a time for myself and doing something that is so fulfilling. Every time that a customer just buys the t-shirt and they wear it and they post pictures, they wear the Amazing Grace or the But God shirts, and they wear it when they go to get their hair done and they feel amazing afterwards. They wear it when they go to the hospital, if they're getting a procedure and they come out, and they give the glory to God, and they wear the shirts and they send me pictures and let me know, look what I wore today, and they're happy. So it just makes me happy to be in the business, to be able to inspire people, and to show their love towards God.
Man, I know that feeling. My first business was a product-based business. And every time I would see someone wear my product online or they would tag me, or even now it's been 7 years, like all these years later, I still have women that are coming to my events that are still part of my core audience from that first business. So you build relationships with them, along the way. And it's your
Yes.
own tribe. So I can relate with that a lot. You actually recently just went into a new venture, I've heard. Like you're an author
Yes.
now, right?
Yes. Yes.
So
I
tell us about the
co-authored.
book. Yeah.
Yes. So the book is Diamond and Pearls: The Journey of Women Womenpreneurs Who Rock. And it's a journey of 9 Christian women who told their stories, and happened to be very transparent and given the life journey of an entrepreneur and just going the journey through life. So um, this is the book. One is a book and one is a journal. And in the book, my story starts on page 53, and my chapter is For the Grace of God, There Go I.
Oh, okay. So tell us how you got the title, because when we talk about grace and we talk about those things, there's a lot of things you have to go through in life to even be able to give yourself grace and to give God the glory. So what gave you the inspiration for this title?
Well, the inspiration from the title comes from the grace that I've been given, because I married young, the journey of going through that. My former husband just passed away now, but it was a journey of him getting on drugs at an early age, and the journey of us, being married young, starting off good. You always have this picture of, getting married, working, having a family, and it started off good, but sometimes in a journey there's a derailment, and it was a derailment. And as a young woman who was just starting out, because I wanted to be out of my mother's house early, and so I made a choice, to move out with him, get married, had stopped school at the time, and really sort of gave up on my dreams to be married young. So, but as life goes on, things happen. As you will find out in the story when you read it, is a series of things that happened: life, death, love, and then triumph, to pull yourself back together. Remember what who God said you are, and the inspiration from your friends, your family, and just knowing that, remembering what God had for you, remembering when you went to church, what God, who God is to you, and that there are ways, and just remembering what is promised to you. So along the way, like you will hear like different things, even from from young to old and to now, the journey of, part of my life. And I've already been told that it's a page turner from various people who already received it. So I'm very happy about co-authoring a first book. Wow. It really was, just to co-author the book took me through a journey, because it took me to parts that I hadn't remembered, that I didn't even know that I went through. Well, I knew I went through it, but didn't even remember, because it was so long ago that it took me back to a place where I was like, wow, I really survived that, and I went through that. So to go through that took me on a journey in itself.
Yeah, to relive it, because sometimes we can like compress those memories sometimes. Like they're somewhere, but we don't live them every day. So I'm sure that was like a journey, almost even therapeutic, to maybe even write it out, like,
very therapeutic. Very therapeutic.
I resonate with you saying, getting married young, almost kind of giving up on your dreams, that kind of thing. Like almost I got a little teary eyed over here. Because my first marriage, I got married at 23. And some, you know, it's so like, it sounds good to get married and moved out your mama house and all the other stuff. But when I think about it, I also feel like I kind of robbed myself of, you know, my youth a little bit. And like, I didn't have to have so many responsibilities. I think we don't really look at it in that sense. We're like, oh, you know, no, don't get me wrong. I don't regret any part of my life, but I think that we're just sometimes in such a rush to grow up, to be grown, to get out of somebody's house that we don't know what we're really going to.
Right.
And yeah, I definitely got distracted along the way in my first marriage. Like, just, I was really big on YouTube before. Like, I was loving making YouTube videos and blogging. And just along the way, I just stopped because it was just so much going on in my marriage. Like, I felt like I couldn't show up authentically anymore. I was always sad. I was always worried about who was going to see it because there was a lot of infidelity, and sometimes the women would stalk me on social media and come to things. So I definitely resonated with a lot of like your story, seeing like how sometimes we put our stuff on a back burner because we're trying to be all of these things to other people, you know. And I think that it's going to be so powerful when people read that in your story, like, you know, to think now, you know, all of these years later that you have this business and you love it and you built your own tribe. So it was like you honored that commitment to yourself, you know, that dream that was on the inside of you. So I just know that's going to be so inspiring for so many people. I mean, just even thank you for sharing that, because a lot of people, we don't want to talk about our not mistakes, but our downfalls, you know, areas where it just wasn't so pretty. It wasn't up, you know?
Right.
Well, what was the best?
If my story can help anyone else, then that's what I would want to do, to encourage people that it's not the end, that because that happened, you can still go on and you can still be who you want to be. And it encouraged me, and because of that, I raised my daughter and got out of that life, and now she's a very successful entrepreneur. So
Wow.
you know, it just has been a blessing to, you know, have family and to have friends to help, you know, along the journey, because you do need a tribe. You do need a tribe, and you know,
I'm learning this so well. So learning this, that it's just not meant for us to do this alone. How would you say, like, so who is essential for a mom, a wife, or a young lady right now who's watching this and she's like, yeah, I hear them saying I need a tribe. Like, but how do they start to go into create their tribe? Like, who should they be looking to bring into their circle, you know, to help them with their life?
Whoever is positive, who's bringing positivity to your life. You know, it may not have to be many, but if you have one person that's there for you, that you know that no matter what, they have your back, start there. Because it has to be someone who's speaking negative, who can see your worth and who has always been there for you. Don't listen to anyone who's giving you negative feedback, you know, that is in your ear, that anytime that you have an idea, that they're knocking down your idea, because that person is not there for you. So you want it to be people who speak life into you, who see the light in you and have suggestions to help you to move along. So people who pour into you, not people who are draining you and taking away from you.
I love that. I love that. Definitely people who are pouring in. And then also, what about that woman who is on her second win? And like, often I have this conversation with my mom. She's like, I don't know how to rest. I don't know how to sit down. I don't know how to let people be there for me. This is like conversations that I'm having with my mom. And it can be discouraging for me sometimes, because I just see how she's really struggling with, you know, these things. And it's almost like a bit of codependency at times. And I hate, like, I can't really share her story, right? Because I don't mean to be disrespectful, but maybe someone like around your age and they're having trouble or they're having a hard time receiving, what message would that be for that woman who needs to allow people to be there for her, like, you know, to build a tribe where she's not the only person who can be there for people, to allow people to be there for them? What message would you give to her?
Well, I can see that it could be hard, because sometimes we are set in our ways the older we get, and we don't.
You said it, not me.
We don't always reach out or ask for help. And it is hard asking for help when you are used to doing everything on your own. But she has to get unstuck, because it sounds like she may be stuck, and we all get stuck. But you have to have the mindset that to say to come, because I'm tired of being stuck. You have to get it in the mindset, because if it's not in the mindset, you sort of stay where you are, and you don't even know it. Like, it can be like you could be stuck and not know it. And then one day you can realize that, wow, I'm stuck. And you have to make it up in your mind that you want to be unstuck. And if you don't, you will stay stuck until you actually move. So in order for her to move, to be unstuck, it has to resonate in the mind first.
Yeah, it has to really set in the, like, look, this is not what I signed up for. Like, this isn't what I want.
Right. So she can do that, by going on different YouTube. If she's on any of the social media platforms, following somebody that she really likes or looks up to, somebody like that who does motivational type things, and maybe start attending, if it's virtual, some virtual things, and start getting out of a rut, because there's a lot of speakers on there who will tell you how to get out of a rut. So I think that would help. It helped me. I follow a lot of people. I followed you, and I followed you for years, actually. And it doesn't matter the age range. It matters if the person knows what they're talking about and speaking about, and if they're positive. And you've always been motivating. You've been motivating moms. And look, I'm an older mom, but you motivate me. So
Thank you.
I'm sure you're a wonderful daughter. So, just keep on working on mama, because she'll listen, because my daughter worked on me and I listened. So
look, shout out to daughters and moms, because it's definitely the intergenerational healing that we have to have. Like, I understand that maybe your moms or even grandmas probably didn't even have conversations like this with their daughters, with their children, or maybe they didn't even have time or even the words. So it's just so refreshing to have women like you, edify me that, like, you're not like the first person, but it still can sometimes be, I know that a lot of women, millennials, Gen Z, have a harder time relating with older generations. And I hope that more women adapt the same mindset of you, of like, hey, that we can learn from people young and old. We need to sit at the feet of wisdom, no matter what the age is, because wisdom really doesn't have an age. I believe you do become wiser with time and not even time, experience. I think experience is the differentiator, but we need each other, right? Like, we need, we need our older aunties and we need our younger ones, so I just really hope that when people watch this and they can take away that, like, we have so much in common and so much to learn from each other and lean in. And we truly need that tribe, right? We need that accountability, that space, just to love on each other. So thank you for, you being persistent and, reaching out to me and even, just sharing with me some of the things that you share. Cause I didn't know, like, I knew you've been around for a while, but I didn't know that it was motivational for you, or that I have like even impacted you in that way, because I'm truly just showing up as myself. And I think that's the hardest thing that anyone will ever do, is show up as themselves, like, just because rejection is a thing, the fear of rejection is a thing, but then also being rejected is harsh. So sometimes we want to put on a face that could be anybody else's, right? We want to be anything else that works for people instead of being ourselves. So thank you for accepting me as myself, and your persistence. That means a lot to me.
Well, thank you. And there is a shout out on page 3 of the book with your name here.
Thank you.
And the dedication, because of the beautiful person that you are. So yes.
Oh my gosh. So look, you gotta go get the book. Where can they find the book? You're gonna give me the link, right? To post in. So you're gonna give me the link. I'm gonna post her Etsy store, you guys, so that you can shop her clothing. I'm also gonna put post a book link because it's a co-author project with multiple women, multiple stories. You will be inspired beyond imagination, I'm sure. Mompreneurs that are talking about their faith walk, because if you did not know, this journey is just not easy. And if you're not anchored in something, you will fail.
That is so true.
Anchored.
And they can find the book at Janice Taylor.
Okay,
womenceosrock.com.
Give it to one more time. Janice Taylor.
Janice Taylor. womenceosrock.com.
Perfect. Give us something to end on a high note. What's something that you want people to anchor in this season, that you want, like the gist of what you want people to take away from this conversation?
I want people to know that they can always pray. And if you don't know how to pray, it's a conversation with God the same way you would talk to your best friend. You know, because I know that people always say, oh, just pray. And some people might be like, I don't even know how to pray. What does that look like? But if you pour out your soul and just have a conversation with the Creator, He will answer you back. You may not think it or feel it, but you will know. And if you don't know how to know, then reach out, because you can reach out to me and I will have a conversation with you, because it's nothing like being loved or feeling the love of God. And the grace that He gives us is unimaginable. It's unmerited faith and favor. So just pray. Just pray.
Just pray. If you don't hear anything else, like I'm like getting emotional again. That was just so profound, you know, like to receive His grace, to receive His love, you know, as someone growing up struggling with identity, even into like my early 20s, not until I accepted, you know, Christ as my Lord and Savior and really like leaned into like who God says I am. I didn't understand that we have such great access to Him. So when you pray, you are talking directly to Him. We couldn't have ended it any higher. Thank you guys for tuning in to Rich Mamas Club. This episode will be airing. Before we let go, I want you to visit richmamasclub.com, which is the premier social club for women who are bougie on a budget. You can find vendors like Miss Janice Taylor and Shop Grace and Graceful. You can see her things there, her book, and other things, right? We will also be adding in 2024 a virtual networking party every single month for moms all over the country. You can come and you can tap in and be inspired and connect and be in community like none other.